What's up, y'all? It's your girl Sang, and today we're going to be reacting to a video titled The Moment You've Been Waiting For. Matt Walsh defines the word woman. Now, for those that don't know, Matt Walsh did drop a very good documentary titled What is a Woman? And I would highly recommend watching that. Now, you can get, well, can't get it, but you can pay for like a monthly subscription so you can watch it on the Daily Wire, or you can do what I did and just find out what channel got it for free on YouTube. But anyways, let's see what Matt's talking about.
The word woman, just like the word man, has a definition. The refusal to define the word woman is part of this. Now, they say that nobody can define it. It's an abstract philosophical concept. Doesn't mean anything, really, they say. And although it doesn't mean anything, they still want you to take a man seriously when he says he identifies as a woman, despite the fact that he's identifying as something that, according to them, means nothing. But none of this makes sense or is true. The word woman, just like the word man, has a definition. A woman, by definition, is an adult human female. A man is an adult human male. Those are the only two options available for the human species.
Say it, Matt. Say it.
There is no third sex. Doesn't exist. All humans who have ever lived have been either male or female.
That's it. You're either a man or a woman. I don't care if you want to transition to either one, but at the end of the day, you're still going to be either a man or a woman. That's it. That's all it is. It's two sexes. That's what he said. He is correct. It's only two.
What do we call this? We call this a binary system. It's the only system available to us. It's the reason why, if you go on Amazon and you order a shirt with the non-binary pride flag, it will come in either men's or women's sizes.
A what? A what? A non-binary pride? What is that? I don't even know if he joking. There's so many different pronouns. I don't even know if he's joking. But let's look this up. Non-binary pride flag. What? What is this? What is a non-binary? What is this? Yellow represents people whose gender exists outside the binary. Purple represents those whose gender is a mixture of or between male and female. Pardon me. Black represents people who have no gender, and white represents those who embrace. Shut up. Shut up.
Because there's no other third option. Now, what is a female? Well, a female is somebody with XX chromosomes, a female reproductive system, female gametes or eggs, and the ability in principle to ovulate and bear offspring. Now, there are females who suffer from illnesses, mutations, injuries, deformities, or who simply are postmenopausal, which prevent them from performing some of these natural female functions. That does not make them any less female, and it also does nothing at all to invalidate the binary. It is instead what we call an exception that proves the rule. Here's why. When a female cannot bear children, we know that something is wrong physically.
Facts.
And we know this because females are supposed to be able to bear children.
Facts.
When a man cannot bear children, we know that it is not a sign of anything having gone wrong because men are not supposed to be able to bear children and never ever have. So if as a woman, you go to the doctor and tell him that you're unable to conceive children in your womb, he's not going to say to you, oh, well, maybe that means that you're non-binary. Maybe that's just who you are. That's just how it is. You'd probably be pretty upset if he said that. No, he's going to run some tests, and he's going to figure out what's wrong in your body. Maybe it can be fixed, maybe it can't, but it's just a fact that something is wrong, and he can almost certainly find out what it is. If as a man you go to the doctor and tell him that you're unable to conceive children in your womb, he'll run some tests to see what's wrong with your mind. Or at least that's how he would have responded up until recently. Now, because society has lost its mind, he might give the man hormone pills to help him transition into a woman. But you'll note that even after transition, still the man will not be able to ovulate or conceive children or perform any other exclusively female function because he's not a female and will never be one.
Facts.
He's
also, so I read a study recently. I think it's in India, somewhere over there. don't quote me on the exact country, but somewhere in that area, out somewhere, a doctor is trying to implant, I think it's like pig wombs or something, into actual men to simulate, like giving them the chance of being able to give birth like women do. And it keeps failing. He keeps saying they're going to keep working on it so they can figure it out. But it keeps failing because men aren't supposed to push out children. Like, unless you're a seahorse, because male seahorses are the ones that have the babies. But, like, outside of that, we're talking about, like, human men and women. Men aren't supposed to have the babies. The women are. Like, that's just what it is. So that's why it's being rejected by the male body and it's not working. So that's something they're trying to plan out because, you know, as people transition nowadays, if a man transitions to a woman, and if that ever ends up working, you best believe they're going to start doing that to men that transition onto women because they're going to want the whole woman experience. Even though they can't define a woman, they want that woman experience.
He's a man. That means he's a male with XX chromosomes, a male anatomy, male gametes. But, or rather XY chromosomes. Sorry, there we go. But there's a lot more to being a male than just that. Indeed, the physical differences between men and women are not confined to the reproductive system. They can be found in every bodily system, in every part of the body. A man is male down to his bones, down to his cells, down to his DNA. Even after he dies, his bones will attest to the biological reality. They can dig him up 100 years from now and find his bones and find out that he was male.
Yeah, the bone density in men and women are completely different. So he is right. So no matter what you want to be while you are alive, if you were to die and like centuries down the line, we are dug up by archaeologists or whatever, and they like dust off my bones and test it, they'll be like, oh, these bones belong to a female, right? Just like if they dusted off his, they'd be like, oh, these bones belong to a man. They're not going to sit there like, no matter what I was in my life, say I transitioned to a guy, right? And they dig me up, they're not going to be like, these bones are of that a female, but we can also tell by the bones that she transitioned. They're never going to know that. Like, it's all down to like science. And I think I just recently read like an article a few weeks back where they were trying to get rid of that in science when it came down to like doing the little bone density test when they like pull up people's like skeletons and stuff. They were just trying to say like, oh, it's there's so many terms nowadays. They'd be like, we don't want to misgender people by their bone. And a bunch of scientists just laughed about it. They were like, are y'all serious? Really? Like, no, we have to do this. Like, this is a part of science and we have to do this.
The bones will not declare his pronouns or affirm his self-perception.
No, I just said
there will be no self. The self is gone. But the man remains.
Facts. Let me hit the DJ horns one more time for Matt Walsh spitting. But yeah, once again, if y'all have never seen his documentary, What is a Woman? I highly recommend going to see it. It's actually really good. I know there's a lot of people that refuse to watch it. There's actually a lot of people, if you say you watch Matt Walsh, they'd be like, what? What, you watch Matt Walsh? I already can tell the type of person you are. It's like, because I said I watch somebody? Look, I watch tons of different creators. That does not mean I agree with everything every creator says, right? But there are certain things I agree with when certain people talk. And this is something I agree with. Like, I agree when it comes down to what is a woman and what is a man. I'm not going to play word salad games with people to make them feel better about that and be like, well, a woman's whatever you want it to be. A woman can be whatever. Ha ha ha. I'm not doing that. Like, either you a man or a woman. Okay? It just is what it is. But that said, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can never miss when I drop a video. I drop 2 to 3 every single day unless something happens, which you can check by going to my social media pages, which is in the description box down below. And until next time, you already know who it is. It's Sang.